Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Theater Mechanicus event in Genshin Impact. Today we have yet another new stage as well as difficulty 4 with a multiplier of 1.6. Before we head into the stage, make sure you have your towers upgraded from the armory. The max level you can upgrade to is 6. Today's stage features 5 waves of monsters and 3 lanes, left, right and center. For wave 1 there will be no monsters spawning from the left, so you can safely ignore it. As usual, we want to start building up our economy with Recovery MK. The one I have in the front right is the perfect spot for collecting all the extra sigils. Next, you want to build 2 Hydro Towers, one behind and one in the middle. This ensures that enemies will be hit by their AoE within the Recovery MK circle. Lastly, an Electro Turret in the back left will finish off any enemies while still being in range of the MK. The first wave features only Hilichurls and Samotrolls. Between the 2 Hydro Towers, you should have no problem killing all the monsters. However, it may take a while for the slower Hilichurls to arrive. If you don't have the patience to wait for them, you can always give them a little nudge. Just don't throw them off the map or you'll lose the extra money. Wave 2 will have some shielded enemies. In my case, I got Cryo Shields. No matter what the shield type is, you want to build 2 Pyro Towers just behind the setup you have at the moment. Now, it might seem strange to put the right Pyro Tower behind the column, but that's totally on purpose. Because the Pyro Tower has a longer range, it might accidentally kill some of the enemies before they reach the MK circle. You can easily avoid that by blocking its line of sight with the column. Wave 2 still doesn't have any enemies spawning on the left, so no need to build there just yet. When it comes to Mystic Art bonuses, make sure you have enough sigils left to keep the next wave safe before making a purchase. Think strategically and buff the towers you're using the most. Adding an extra tower to my arsenal seemed like a good enough choice, even though I don't really need it at the moment. You can take some time to relax before the next wave of monsters. Wave 3 is when the monsters start spawning from the left as well. However, the only type of monsters you'll get there are slimes. Every run will be different, so there is no one size fits all solution. In my case, I got Electro Slimes. This means I can't build Electro Towers against them. However, Hydro Towers are one of the stronger units here. That's why I decided to build 2 of them. In addition, you should build 1 Pyro Tower in the back to overload the Electro Slimes and push them into the Hydro Towers range. If you get Hydro Slimes, you want to build Electro Towers instead of the Hydro ones on the same spot. If your towers are not maxed, consider putting down a Cryo Tower next to them as well for the freezing effect. If you get Pyro Slimes, keep the Hydro Towers where they are, but instead put an Electro Tower to overload them. If you get Geo or Cryo Slimes, you might want to double down on the Pyro Towers and put down some landmines in the middle. This is because these types have a shield, which might be a bit too difficult to break with so few towers. The setup we have from wave 2 should be good enough to keep up with the center and right lanes. I opted to go for Fearless Mystic Art, which will spawn an additional Ruin Guard. I'm on the lookout to see which lane will have him, so I can act accordingly. Since this is day 3 and we have the landmines, you might want to keep the middle of the lanes clear. As a precaution, I put down 2 mines. They cost 10 sigils each and will explode upon contact. As you can see, one of them will explode, taking out the remaining Electro Slimes. In wave 4, the left lane will still spawn slimes only. In my case, I got Pyro Slimes. Luckily, the 2 Hydro Towers we set up earlier should be good to hold them off. If you get a type of slime you can't handle, there's no need to worry. We've only used up 9 of our towers so far, and we still have 1300 sigils left to build whatever we need. Just follow the advice from wave 3 for the appropriate type of slime you get. I followed it and put down an Electro Tower to overload the slimes. The Abyss Mages will be spawning from the center. They are a slow unit, so you have plenty of time to deal with them. There are 3 types of Abyss Mages: Pyro, Hydro and Cryo. Some of them might die outside the Recovery MK circle, but that's not an issue as we have plenty of sigils. If you get Cryo Mages, you might want to put an extra Electro or a Pyro Tower. There's a good spot on the front left of the portal that we left empty. If you get Hydro Mages, put down a Cryo Tower there for the freeze. Wave 5 is where the mages will be coming from the left lane. We got unlucky with the wave spawning Hydro Mages. This means our previous setup won't work. You can see me rushing to fix that. Get rid of all the Hydro Towers and replace them with Electro. As a good measure, add 1 Cryo Tower in the back to freeze the mages. Remember the advice from the previous wave. For Cryo Mages, you want to build more Pyro and Electro, and for Pyro Mages, you want more Hydro and Electro. Since this is the last wave, you have the freedom to put down the extra remaining towers anywhere. If you're worried about slippage, put down an extra mine in the middle of the lanes. I forgot to do it here, but this is a good time to replace the recovery MK with an offensive tower as you won't be needing the sigils. But other than that, day 3 is pretty easy. The map special ability is a wind current again, which I don't see the need for. If you can think of any, let me know in a comment below. If you enjoyed this guide, come back tomorrow for day 4 and subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. Until next time, cheers!